Hi, my name is Amy. Thank you very much for watching, and let's make some bad financial decisions together. This is for entertainment purposes only, so if you are entertained, please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate that. So Roundhill just announced 5 new weekly pay ETFs. They are AMZW, BRKW, HOOW, METW, and NFLW. I am the most excited about the METW and AMZW. I know they're not, well, AMZW is probably going to be like AMZY, which is not the most highest paying one, but Amazon is a solid company. So if you wanted to do what I call silos, which is basically you use the income from AMZY and AMZW to buy more AMZN stock, it is a Mag 7. It has a great business model, and I think it's going to be around for a long time. So Berkshire Hathaway is something that people have been asking about, just like a more stable, lower paying fund. And I think it's going to be really interesting to compare it to OMA. And then we have Netflix, which is also a lower paying but solid company. And I think instead of calling it WHO, which was my original assumption of how to pronounce that, I think it might be HOW, which Robinhood is, well, I mean, I use Robinhood, so we got that going for us, which is nice, but it has a pretty high IV, so I think that it might actually wind up having the highest payout out of this group. I am disappointed that MSTW did not make the cut as a new fund that they want to offer to us. It's not like everybody is in a frenzy to buy into MSTR related cover call ETFs or anything. Nope, not us. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyways, speaking about not knowing what we're talking about, Ambassador of Quan is going to interview me on Friday, June 20th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And I will put a link to this in the description. Before Friday, if you want to, you can tag us and give us your questions, and that will give me some time to prepare. Otherwise, you can show up if you're interested to hear me more ad hoc. And he did ask me what I want the interview to be like, but I kind of just am going to show up to have a good time. So we will do that. And another thing he asked me to do was to create some smaller videos to explain what YieldMite is. So basically, this is the YieldMite website. We take the last declaration date and we say, well, I have $1,000 to invest in. So if I had put $1,000 into MST, then the last distribution I would have gotten $15.02, and that translates out to being $65.08 monthly. And if I want to see how it's been doing, I can look into the details, and if I click onto the name, it goes to the website so that I can get the documents and more information. And we have a chart here that has the distribution amount that you can see, like it's been pretty consistent. And then the close price on the declaration date. So the premise of this is like, if I had bought into this fund on declaration date or before, what would my distribution be? And on the left-hand side here, we have different filters that we can do. So if you just want to look at the broad market indexes, you could do that. So these are all the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ and the Russell 2000 ones, and you can compare those. Or if you're like, wow, YieldMax has so many ETFs, and I really like NEOS and REX shares. So now you can see that we have the REX and the NEOS on the right hand side. Then I don't know if I kind of forgot that this exists, but if you go to the very bottom, we have the roadmap, which is just what I'm planning to do next. We do have a declaration calendar. So you can look and see what's coming up and what is paying when. I think it might be off by a day because this should not be on a Sunday. This should be here, but more or less, this is what is going on. So, if you go to the very top, then you can go to the advanced filters, and we can say, like, if I put $1,000 in 3 months ago, what would my latest distribution be? So if I invested $1,000 3 months ago, you reinvested, you would have gotten $130 total. The last distribution would be $5.58, and your total value of your stock would be, or like of your holding would be $1,302 for YBTC. So this is a quick way to say, like, oh, okay, well, if I did this 3 months ago, I would have gotten $192.35 in distributions, but my final my total would be $984, which is not great. And things have happened, and there's reasons why you would have less than, besides like a systemic NAV erosion, but you just have to be careful. Then you could change to the distribution desired and say, like, I want $10,000. So if you want $10,000 weekly from TS2, you would need, more than $500,000. But if you want it a month, you would only need $182,000, which is still a lot of money, but not quite as far out of reach. MS2, you would need almost $500,000, but MV2, you would need more than $500,000 to get $10,000 a month from it. So then we have the additional shares, which is like, if I want to buy 5 shares of something, it would cost me $125.50, and I would have gotten $1.53 of distributions. So that's what that is. And then we have the compare funds, which I just added, and it defaults to none, but you can select all. And ETH has not had a distribution that is weekly yet, so it's really skewed there. But IMRA, what's happening with IMRA is you would get 168 shares with $10,000. For $10,000 per distribution, you would get $1,568. But the monthly amount is $1,568. So it's the same because it's a monthly pair. I think it's also a monthly pair. XBTY is a weekly pair now. So the distribution per week is $243.40, and then it comes out to being $1,054. And then you can compare these, like, if you don't want to do MicroStrategy, but you want to do Bitcoin, then you can look into XBTY. And if you clear everything and you say, I just want to do finance-related things, then you can see that we have XYZY, which is Squarespace. We have Coney, Robinhood, Coinbase, and PayPal as our options. And that XYZY would get you like $900 a month with $10,000, which is not bad. And then it would just be up to you. We have the NAV change from 3, 6, and 12 months ago. 9, 12. Anyways, yeah, so that is YieldMite. I will go later today and actually make these smaller tidbits and into shorts and just go through a single feature at a time. But let me know what you would find the most useful. I think I just changed this to say the next declaration date because I think a lot of people think about these funds on their pay date. So like Ulti is a Friday payer, but I'm in Robinhood, so it would be like a Monday payday for me. And I think on the declaration date because I think if I want that distribution, I need to pay, like, buy the shares before the distribution. So, and then some people think about it on the ex-div date. So, because they do buy into the fund on the ex-div date because it's generally cheaper because they just took the money out to pay the distribution, like the value of the distribution. So, I'm not here to dictate to you how you need to think about these ETFs. I'm just going to add a filter up here so that you can choose what you want your weeklies to display like. I'll try to get that done this week. Anyways, for Financial Philharmonics, we have an acoustic rock ballad about I had my final interviews and I have not heard back from anybody. So I just would like to know. That way I can know if I can do Yield Might steady and grow everything, or if I'm going to have a job and I need to start making videos at night again. And the pace of doing Yield Might will be slower, but you know, it would be more comfortable for me financially if I had a job at least for another year and a half. So anyways, let me know what you think. Which of these 5 funds are you the most excited about investing in? And I will talk to you all later. Bye.